Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Yasmin. I'm a reseller on platforms like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and I'm also a stay-at-home mom. And today is Wednesday, February the 2nd, but you will be watching this video on Thursday. So happy Thursday, everyone. So today I have another What's Sold video for you. I'm going to be talking about my sales of January, which was a pretty profitable month for me, considering that 2021 was a total disaster in total sales and profit and things like that. But again, I was not giving it my best. I was not really taking my business serious. It was more like a hobby. I was very nonchalant with it, taking it very easy, but I've been putting in more work. I've been listing consistently, and so my work is really starting to pay off. So hopefully from here and out, it grows out. So I'm gonna start out with eBay, then I'm gonna move on to Poshmark, and then I'm gonna move on lastly to Mercari sales. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. But first, we cannot start our day. We definitely need some Java in our lives. All right, let's get started. All right, guys, so let's start with my eBay sales. The first item that sold for me on eBay was this Under Armour Heat Gear fitted shirt in the color blue. I think it was a size large. This is an item that belonged to my husband, so there was no cost of goods. Buyer paid for shipping, so I ended up making $9.69. So not bad. It was a nice quick little flip there. The next item is gonna look a little bit familiar because I did talk about auctions in my last video. If you have not had a chance to watch it, I'll make sure to link it up here so you can take a look. I did talk about how I use auctions as a last resort when I'm trying to move inventory that cost me zero cost of goods. So there's definitely some special circumstances there. But anyways, let's get back to the item that sold. So there were these Express Zelda, that's the style, Zelda skinny jeans in a size 4. This is an item that belonged to me. So I ran an auction for 99 cents and there were only 2 bidders. So I ended up selling for $1.25. The buyer did pay for shipping, and so I ended up making a profit of 46 cents. I know, not the best profit, but I didn't lose any money. I'm talking about, I've been having these jeans maybe for like over a decade, and so I was never gonna wear them, and so I'm just happy to see them go. The next item that sold for me was this Eileen Fisher. It was like 100% cotton elbow tee, and this is an item that I actually got from one of those Jomar. It was that Jomar Eileen Fisher box. So $6.25 did go into this item. So a little higher price than what I'm used to. But it sold for $28. I believe the buyer did send me an offer for $28 because I think I listed this item for like $35, around that range. So $28, it was still closer to $30, so not a big deal. Buyer paid for shipping, so I did end up making $18.86, which was really nice for a very basic essential piece. As you can see, it was not like a very luxury. It didn't have a dramatic style. It was just a very basic piece. So the fact that it sold for $28, we're doing good here. So the next item is something that I picked up at the bins. Really nothing too special. It was these just Toddlers water sandals that I picked up at the bins. And honestly, I don't mind picking up occasionally essential pieces for children. I don't really go out looking for children clothes because they do tend to sit a little longer for me. But now I'm starting to see that if I just pick up essential pieces, they do tend to sell pretty fast, like these water shoes. So maybe someone was going to the beach or someone was going swimming. So they sold for only $3. Of course, it's going to get better. It's really going to get better. My sales have definitely gotten better, and you will see as we move on further. But I only ended up making 88 cents. I only paid $1.97 at the bins for them. Maybe that's quite a little high for making 88 cents. But again, you know, I didn't lose any money. The buyer paid for shipping, so it was a win-win situation here. All right, so the next item that I sold on eBay was this Chaps Rita white thong wedges in a size 5, which is not my favorite sizes. 5, 6, I don't like selling those sizes because they do tend to sit a lot longer than when than other sizes, 7 and above. But I was just happy to see these go. They did sit all summer, since last summer to be specific. I got these from one of those Jomar shoe boxes that I ordered, and that box has already been paid for. So there was no cost of goods there, so that's always good. So they ended up selling for $15. I got an offer from the buyer for $15. They've been sitting all summer. So box is already paid for, so there was not a big deal for me to let them go for $15. Buyer to pay for shipping, so I ended up making $10.27. Again, not so bad. Let's take a little mini break here. There's never enough coffee in your life. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so the next item that sold for me was another item that came in one of those Jomar boxes. I think it was the Eileen Fisher box to be specific, which was a very random piece, being at the Eileen Fisher and J. Jill box. But there was a Zara piece. That's okay. It was a nice little piece that probably sold within a couple days of being listed. So it was this Zara blue floral print V-neck with puff sleeves jumpsuit. So it was a jumpsuit in a size small. And I think I had it listed maybe for like $30. Got an offer for $20, which I did accept. Again, $6.25 did go into this item. So I ended up making a profit of $12.45. So not that bad. It's gonna get better. I'm just letting you know it's gonna get better. Okay, the next item has an interesting little story. So I picked these up at the bins. I think it was from my first Goodwill haul. I will link that video up here if you haven't had a chance to watch it. A lot of pieces that sold today are in that video. So I had an interested buyer, which I think it was a buyer from Canada, if I'm not mistaken. It was someone from another country that was sending me offers constantly for this particular shoes, for these Fry Melanie leather slip-on brown leather shoes. He or she kept sending me an offer for $25, and I kept counter offering at $45, and then they kept sending me $30, and I kept counter offering at $45, and then they sent me another one for $35, and we were just back and forth. We couldn't agree, so I guess the buyer just decided not to buy them for the $45. And I think I had these listed maybe around $79.99. They do retail for $158. So that's something I'm gonna keep in mind. Fry shoes do flip pretty fast for me. They were sitting in my closet maybe for a couple months, but not too long either. So finally, I think like a week later, someone just sent me an offer for $59, which I accepted, and I was so happy to be patient before I let these go, because I just thought that they had a greater value than the $25 offer, more than $30. These are Fry, high retail price, so I was definitely a little bit more stricter on this. Very flexible with some of my sales, but with certain brands, I'm a little bit more restrictive per se. I do try to stick with my guts, like, no, this is an item that has more value. And I'm glad I was patient because it sold for $59. Buyer paid for shipping. I only picked these up at the bins for like $1.45. So I ended up making a profit of $38.19, which was really, really good. So that was a really nice profit there. And by the way, if you have not noticed, this is a shirt that was on that Eileen Fisher J. Jill box. And this is an item that I really wanted to list, but it has a lot of flaws, which I don't want to show you. but it just has like a little like tears on the underarms, which I'm sorry, I know that's like too much information. And so I had a different shirt because I did wake up early to do my makeup and just try to get this video ready and out before my daughter wakes up. And as I was doing my makeup got all over my shirt when I like squirted on my hand. It went all over the shirt that I was wearing. So I was like, oh, and our baby's sleeping in our bed. And so I just did not want to go into the bedroom and wake her up. And then I have to find a better time to do this video. So then finally I was like, you know what? Let me just pick up one of those shirts. It's like sitting in like a miscellaneous box. It's like in a miscellaneous box. I really don't know what to do. I'm like, should I run an auction for this shirt? Should I like just donate it to Goodwill? I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments below. What should I do with this shirt? Should I sell this shirt despite having like minor flaws? Like I said, it has like some tears in the underarm, so I don't know what to do with it. So it's just in a miscellaneous box. So I was like, oh, I need something to wear. So I just like picked this up and put it on. So there you have it. Too much information, so let's move on. Okay, so moving on to the next item. This is a book that sold for me on eBay for $6. I think that was either the asking price or the buyer sent me an offer for $6. You know what? Books cost me nothing. I really pick these up for free whenever I find them in like a neighborhood booth or something. I just pick them up for free. And they sold for $6. It's this book called That Will Know We're Books. So it's like a Netflix book, how Netflix got started. I never read it, but I'm sure it's a pretty good book. Buyer paid $1.99 for shipping. I did split shipping with them. I do send it through medium mail, and usually for 2 pounds or so, it's around $3 and some change. And so I kind of split the cost with the buyer. So I ended up making, let's see here, $2.78 for this book. No cost of goods there, so I didn't mind letting it go for $6. So still made a little profit from it. Okay, so the next item that sold for me was this. I think I talked about these in my, this is all over the place. Like my little chart is just all over the place. I try to be as organized as possible, but sometimes things just get mixed up a bit. So, but the next item that sold for me was these Vans off the wall checkers slip-on men's, well, either unisex shoes. And I ran an auction for these for 99 cents because these were shoes that I got from that Vans, Keds, and what was it? Vans, Converse, and Keds box from Jomar. These were in horrible condition, and I did have them in one of my donation boxes, getting ready to take them to Goodwill. But then I was like, let me just try running an auction for $1. Maybe someone would want them. Maybe someone's looking for $1 shoes or something. And so I did an auction for them for 5 days, and they did sell for $1, or to be specific, 99 cents. Buyer paid for shipping. So I did end up making, let me see, $1.74, which was nice, of course. Little kickback. This box is already paid for, so there were no cost of goods. Didn't mind to let them go for that much. That's why. The next item that sold for me was this J. Jill women's floral linen sleeveless dress. It was 100% linen. And as I'm starting to familiarize myself much better with fabrics, I'm just realizing that I could have sold this for around $35, $40 just because it is 100% linen. But by that time, I really did not know, didn't study my fabrics. But now that I am studying my fabrics, 100% linen, cashmere, wool, they do resell for a lot. So just keep that in mind. So when I'm out in the bins, I'm always looking for fabrics. You know, I still pick up nice essential pieces, but if I find something that has natural fabrics, I'm definitely picking it up because they do retail. They do resell for a lot more than just basic pieces like nylon or polyester or things like that. So a buyer sent me an offer for $21. I think I was selling it for like $35. And I did accept the offer. You know, again, $6.25 did go into this. So I did end up making a profit of $12.67 for this dress. It wasn't an extra large, which I'm starting to appreciate bigger sizes because they sell fast. The next item that sold for me on eBay was a bundle. I buyer bought bottoms and a top, which I was really excited about because it just made me think when I'm out at the bins, like if I can just find pieces that kind of go together, maybe buyers will be willing to buy, you know, more than one item. So this buyer bought these Chico's paisley print floral skirt in a size small, and then she also bought the Chico's no iron cotton tie front shirt in a size medium. So I don't know, that maybe she was going on vacation, maybe she was going somewhere warm and tropical, and so she picked this beautiful pieces. Pieces like this are just essential. They're traveling somewhere warm, so they want something light and comfortable, and so this was a nice little bundle there. For the skirt, the buyer paid, I think I had it listed, both of these items, I think I had them listed again for like around $35. She did send me an offer for $25 for the skirt and $18.59 for the shirt. I ended up making, let's see, $13.04 for the skirt and $14.22 for the shirt. Yes, that's how it went. So that's nice. All right, the next item that sold for me on eBay was these Earth Origins Rory Mary Jane shoes in a size 9. Again, those bigger sizes do so much better. And I believe I picked these shoes up on my first Goodwill outlet bins venture there. So I think I had them maybe for like $39.99, and the buyer sent me an offer for $27. Very generous offer. She paid for shipping, and so I ended up making a profit of $21.89, which was awesome because I only paid $1.97 at the Goodwill bins, and they were in really, really good condition. So I definitely always try to look for very comfort shoes. Did sit maybe for a couple months, but I think they did pretty good, you know, considering that they're not very, you know, high-end brand. But these Earth Origins, I like selling them because they're very comfort shoes. And another item that I thought was another essential piece for this time of the year, this cold time of the year, was these Peri Ellis baby boy infant insulated snowsuit for 6 to 9 months, I believe. And I think the buyer sent me an offer for $12. I must have had them on sale maybe for $18 or something. So I accepted the offer, and she paid for shipping, of course, he or she. And I ended up making a profit of $8.80, and again, only $1.97 went into these. And I picked it up because I thought it was an essential piece for this time of the year. So, and it did flip pretty fast. It did sit maybe a few months, but it sold, and I knew it would sell because, again, it's perfect for this time of the year. So then the next item is an item that belonged to my husband. Again, it's this Under Armour's Heat Gear fitted t-shirt in the color black. No cost of goods there. And I wonder if it was the same buyer because they sent me an offer for $10, which I accepted. So I did end up making $9.22. So that was really, really nice. And so moving on to the next item, again, I love picking up high top Chuck Taylor shoes because they do really well for me. So I picked these up at the bins for $1.97, these high top. This was in a size 9 in women, and they sold for $32.54. I think they paid for the actual asking price, which of course that makes me really happy. And so the buyer paid for shipping, and I ended up making a profit of $23.65, which was really good because I only paid $1.97 at the bin. So Really nice profit there. Okay, let's take a little break here. I feel like I'm talking too much. Okay, so the next item that sold for me on eBay was this nice black ankle length leggings. They were from the brand J. Jill. Did get these from that Eileen Fisher J. Jill box from Jomar. So $6.25 did go into this. They sold for $20.45. Buyer paid for shipping, so I ended up making a profit of $11.14. Not so bad for a very basic piece there. Very essential piece, actually. You know, you need your leggings. They're comfortable, you can work out with them, you can definitely play with your leggings. So I think that's a pretty nice essential little piece there. Okay, so the next item that sold for me was this Cynthia Roly. It was 100% cashmere, and again, had I known how well cashmere sells, I would have listed this item for more. They sold for $19.99, and again, Cynthia Roly is not like a high-end, you know, designer or, you know, brand. This was my first international sale, by the way. I think they sold somewhere in Canada. Thanks to that buyer, because they're my first international sale. And so again, now this is another box that I got from Jomar. It was like their 100% cashmere and wool box that I ordered. And so $8.50 went into this, so definitely higher cost of goods there for these pieces. And so I ended up making only $9.71, which now I'm definitely increasing my prices for, you know, 100% cashmere and wool, just pieces like that. All right, so this is another item that I ran an auction for, 99 cents. It's an item that belongs to me, so there's no cost of goods. And we only had just one bidder, which that's okay. They paid for shipping, so I ended up making a profit of $1.43. And I had this dress since I was in college, so there's no way I would fit that or wear that. I don't wear short dresses. I don't wear any mini dresses, and that was like above the knee type of dress. It was not so short, but it was definitely above the knee, and I do not like wearing dresses that are above the knee anymore. Just a personal, you know, I like to dress a little bit more modest, so that's kind of my style, dressing more modest. I don't like anything short or showing or revealing. I'm past that stage. But anyways, let's move on to the next item. It's another item that I picked up at the bins. This was for $1.45. Went into this shirt, or it's not a shirt, it's like a sweater dress, so whatever you call that. Let me know in the comments, what do you call this? A sweater dress? A dress? Is it just a dress? I don't know, but anyways, it was a long sleeve sweater dress in a size extra large. Again, those extra larges do so well. Just have to keep that in mind. It sold for $28.99, and I think the buyer paid for the asking price, and they paid for shipping. And so I ended up making $23.33. So that was a really good sale. The next item is something that belonged to my husband, and I have listed this a couple times. Casual men's sports watch with blue dial. So the first time that I listed it, my husband was like, get rid of this, you know, you can sell it on eBay, which I did, listed it. And then maybe like a month later, he was like, can I have that watch back? I'm like, really? So I ended up giving it back to him. And then again, recently he was like, hey, you can sell this on eBay. I'm like, you can't take it back. You cannot take it back. Like, I can't just be listing and taking things off constantly. So it did end up selling. It did sit for a long time, maybe for like 6 months, but I ended up selling for $33. Buyer paid for shipping, so I ended up making a 100% profit of $27.98. So that was really good. See, I'm just starting to get into like different categories, you know, just different category. Whatever sells, I'm listing it. You know, that's how your girl is rolling this year, because Last year, I limited myself for a time period. Oh, just health and beauty. Oh, just shoes. No, let me just widen my horizons. And I think clothing, accessories, and shoes are doing really well for me. So that took me a while to discover my niche, but it does really well for me. So why not continue the trend? So let's move on to the next item. This is another item that belongs to my husband. So zero cost of goods there. And you guys might be thinking like, this girl is always selling her husband stuff. Like, he's always simplifying his closet. Like his closet is so much organized than mine. He loves getting rid of stuff. If he buys new stuff, he's looking to see what he can get rid of. Like, he's like very simple, keeps a very organized closet. He's almost like a minimalist. Not to that degree, but I would say he's like a little minimalist. And if something doesn't fit him, he won't wait. He's like, just get rid of it. He has no attachment to his clothes, so benefits me because I'm like, oh, what are you getting rid of? He gave me a bunch of jeans that I have sold a lot of his Levi jeans, which they do so well for me. They do sit a little longer, but they eventually sell because they're essential pieces. Jeans, come on, Levi's is a really good jean. They are meant to last. The athletic fit 540 Levi 541s. Those athletic fit tapered jeans, they were in a color gray, size 33, 32. They ended up selling for $23.75. I think the buyer sent me an offer because I think I had them listed maybe for like $29, $30, and $23.75 is not that bad. Buyer paid for shipping, so I ended up making a profit of $18.98. So that's really, really good. It's a category that I've never sold before or ever thought about reselling. My husband decided to get rid of a bunch of hats, and he's like, you want to list these? And I was like, oh, hats, really? They're probably gonna sit all year. I was wrong. So all of these hats that I'm gonna mention here are zero cost of goods because they belong to my husband. I ended up listing this vintage Dobbs fedora in wool. Very nice hat in really pristine condition. So I had it listed maybe for like 80 bucks or something, and someone messaged me on eBay. They were like, hey, do you accept $65 for this hat? I was like, you bet I do. Yes, I accepted $65. They paid for shipping, so I ended up making a profit of $52.19. Now, this is totally a category that just like surprised me because last month, January of 2022, I did sell a lot of hats, surprisingly. They all belong to my husband, so I was just so surprised. Like, hats do very well. It's not just any hat, so you just kind of have to wait and see the type of hats that's sold. You know, maybe you will do really well for whatever hats, but these were just the, you know, essential pieces that sold for me. All right, the next item that sold, nothing too extravagant. It was just this book called Flight of the Sparrow. It was a novel. Never read it, but an interested buyer paid for the asking price of $5.70. I was running a little discount there. We split shipping. So they ended up taking it for $5.70, and I ended up making a profit of $3.13. No cost of goods there. Again, I pick these up for free all the time. All right, the next item, a buyer sent me an offer for another piece that belongs to my husband. I know see guys, this is how I make this extra money. It's selling stuff that we already own. You know, I don't have to pay a dime for it. So that's always the best. But my husband was getting rid of this leather jacket. I think it was like it was not real leather, but it was by Buffalo by David Beaton in a size large. I think I had it listed maybe for like $45. Buyer sent me an offer for $30, which I accepted. Thought it was a very reasonable offer, and they paid for shipping, of course. So I ended up making a profit of $27.10 for this item, which was really, really nice. Again, no cost of goods there. And another item that belonged to me, and again, Express. I'm trying to get rid of all, I don't know why I had so many Express clothing back then. When I was in college, I was working at Express, so it just made it so easy for me to just buy stuff all the time while I worked there. So now I'm trying to get rid of it. 10, 15 years later, I'm really just trying to get rid of it. Ran an auction for 99 cents. There was 2 bidders, so for $1.25, so I ended up making 33 cents. That's all right. It was gonna end up at the Goodwill bins, and it could have just ended up in the landfill, so I'm just glad that someone else is gonna make good use of this. And they were really nice. They were the Stella, they call them like the Stella. It was like, had like flare at the bottom. They were nice, but it's just definitely not my style anymore. And I just can't believe I used to wear that, but your style changes as you get older. Again, I'm more on the modest side now, so I'm gonna stick with that. All right, so then the next final item that sold for me on eBay was a cookware from my own kitchen, zero cost of goods. I think I was selling it maybe for like 20 bucks. Someone sent me an offer for 10, I accepted it. I just got rid of so much cookware because I'm just replacing it with more eco-friendly, more healthier cookware. And so this was a healthy cookware, beautiful in a rose color. It was beautiful. There was nothing wrong with it. But again, I was switching up all of my cookware, and someone sold me an offer for $10. I accepted it. I did end up making only $2.52. Let me tell you, it was hard to find a box for this item because it was like 18 inches in length, and like it just had like a weird dimension, and I just had to get very, very creative to find a box for this because ooh, it was a headache. Let me tell you, it was a headache find a box, but I figured it out, so made a little profit from that. All right, so for eBay, I sold $769.41 in total sales, and bringing my profit to $376.65. So not too bad. I'll go ahead and combine it. It was actually a pretty good month for me, the best. So just stay tuned. Let's move on now to Poshmark. And I'm sorry, this video is like really dragging out. I was really trying to keep it under 25 minutes, but now I see that the clock is really ticking for this one. So let's move on to Poshmark real quick. So again, the first item that sold for me was these high tops, a Converse Chuck Taylor All-Star sneakers in a size 10. They sold for the asking price, $44, and so the buyer paid for shipping. They just snatched them up. I picked these up at the bins for like $1.97, and I ended up making a profit of $33.23. So I'm telling you, these high top Chuck Taylors do really well for me. And I heard that Chuck Taylors are not the most comfortable shoes, but I think they're trying to make them more comfortable, like where your feet don't hurt. But I think people like them because of the style. You know, you can rock them with jeans and shorts, and you know, however people like to style them. But I think they're just really nice, stylish shoes. And so let me know if you like wearing Chuck Taylors. I have never owned a pair of Chuck Taylors, so let me know in the comments below if they are comfortable or not, because I think my husband owned a couple pairs, which I did sell, and he told me they're not the most comfortable, but maybe they are making them more comfortable. I don't know. Right, so the next item that sold for me were these 7 for All Mankind Vita Pump in a size 9. I'm telling you, those larger sizes do really well for me. This was an item that I got from one of those Jomar shoe boxes that I ordered last summer, and no cost of goods there because the box is already paid for. They sold for $32, and I did provide a shipping discount to the buyer. So I ended up making $24.10. So very good there. So the next item that sold for me on Poshmark was this Broner wool tweeted blend modern cap or hat, whatever. It did had wool. Someone sent me an offer for $15. I think I was selling it for like maybe $25. So $15, I asked my husband, hey, you want me to let this go for $15? He's like, go ahead, because again, he's just trying to get rid of stuff. I'm trying to make some money off of stuff, but he's trying to just get rid of stuff. So I ended up making a profit of, I I did provide a shipping discount. So I ended up making $9.54. So zero cost of goods there. That's 100% profit. So can't be mad at that. And I'm looking at my notes, so I'm sorry if I'm like turning away from the camera. So the next item is something that belongs to my daughter. Never got around to wearing it because, you know, when you have a baby shower, you get so many clothes and you just can't wear so much, because when they're like newborns, they like grow so fast that, you know, you can't even get around all the clothes. So I ended up selling for $10. I think I sent a buyer send them an offer for $10 with a shipping discount. I ended up making $7.05. No cost of goods there, so 100% profit, always good. The next item is an item that I got from Jomar box. No cost of goods there because this box is already paid for. So I sent an offer to the buyer for $16, which they accept with a shipping discount. I ended up making a profit of $10.34. They did sell for $16. They were just very basic star shoes. It had a nice little print, but you know, they did sit for me all summer. So I'm just glad they are gone and out of the door. I'm telling you guys, hats just did it for me last month. They were like probably my higher profitable items than anything else that I sold last month. So I listed this Ralph Lauren denim baseball or hat, cap, whatever. This is an item that belongs to my husband. Again, he was getting rid of a lot of hats. No cost of goods there. So I had it listed maybe for like $25, but then as I did further research, it was a vintage item because it was made in the USA. And tell me, when do you find stuff made in the USA? Hardly ever. So yeah, as soon as I saw someone with the same listing, I think they were selling it for like $65. And I think I did list it mine for like $65, $80 or something, because I think that's the range they had it. Someone showed interest. I sent them an offer for $55 with a shipping discount, which surprisingly they accepted. $55 for a vintage hat, which, you know, you can make a lot more because it's vintage, made in the USA. Come on. And so it ended up selling for $55, and I ended up making a profit of $41.54. Like, I was so surprised. Like, I was telling my husband, like, it sold for $55, and he couldn't believe it. But he still didn't want it. He was like, I just didn't like how it had looked on me. I thought it was really nice. You know, I didn't realize it was worth that much, but I'm gonna keep my eyes open for vintage hats now when I'm at the Goodwill bins. Again, another pair that I picked up at the bins for $1.97. Another Converse Chuck Taylors in a size 6, which size 6 sells very slow for me, which I was very surprised I sold for $35. And they sold pretty fast. I think under a couple weeks they sold just like that. So $1.97 went into these. I ended up making a profit of $23.57. So that was a really nice for a quick flip. I'm telling you, these high top shoes do really well for me. And I still have a whole bunch of like low top shoes that are just sitting, and I'm getting a headache just from watching them. So it's like, if you're interested, send me an offer and I'll give you a good deal, okay? Frankel Sarto wedges. They sold on Poshmark for $16, and I think I ended up making a profit. Let me take a sneak peek here, $11.30. Got this from one of those Jomar shoe boxes. This is already paid for, so it was definitely 100% profit. They were very nice shoes, and but they did sit for me a very long time, so I was just really happy to let them go for that much. Things at the bins for $1.97. Someone sent me an offer. Yeah, someone sent me an offer for $20, which I did accept. They paid for shipping, so I ended up making $14.03. So that was really nice. All right, so another hat, I'm telling you, because it's just not any hat. They have certain material in it. They have wool in it, so that's why they've been selling really good. It was this vintage hat. Again, it had some wool in it. and it sold for $20. So I ended up making a profit of $16 because they just snatched it up. And I wish I would have increased my price for this one, but that's okay. I think we've got rid of so many hats that belong to my husband, and I made a very decent profit from it. So yeah, very happy to let this go. And then the next item is something that belonged to me. It was this bracelet. I think a friend gave this to me many years ago, and someone sent me an offer for $10, which I accepted it, and they paid for shipping. So I ended up making $7.05 for this nice little turtle bracelet. It actually looked really nice, but I was never gonna worry. I'm a very simple, basic person. Like, I hardly wear earrings. That's probably the only thing, and my wedding ring. That's the only jewelry I wear. I don't wear any like necklaces, bracelets. I just don't do any of that. I've always been very plain Jane. All right, so the next item that sold for me on Poshmark, it was this Fila Disruptors in a size 7. And you know what? You're thinking, why did you pick these up? I picked this up at the bins for $1.97. And the reason I pick up Fila Disruptors is because I have sold this type of shoes in the past, and they sold really fast for me. And I was just surprised. I don't know, but I just knew they would do well, and they sold within maybe a couple weeks of being listed. They did have some little, I think they have like a little pin mark at the front, and there was a little bit of wear in the inside of the insole and stuff, but overall they were in pretty overall good condition, and the buyer snatched them up for $29. And let's see, I ended up making a profit of $21.23. So yeah, I'm always keeping my eyes open for these Fila Disruptors. For some reason they do well and people like them. I don't know why. They're pretty bulky and chunky shoes, but I think they just like the style or something. I don't know, but they do well for me because Fila is not a brand that I go and seek out at the bins or anywhere. But these particular shoes just do really well for me for whatever reason. They sell for a pretty good profit. These were only listed for like a day, literally a day. Pick these up at the bins for $1.50. Were these Klein brown suede round toe flats, and honestly, they had too many flaws in the insole. They peeled so easily, and I didn't realize that because when I brought them home, they have like that little sticker on the insole. And when I was trying to peel it off, I noticed that it was trying to peel off the insole. And maybe that's the reason whoever owned these in the past got rid of them, because they were in excellent condition from the outside, except that insole was very fragile to peeling. And so I did write a little card to let the buyer know that, hey, I do not recommend removing that sticker, because if you do, you might peel off the insole. So just FYI, you know. So I picked them up at the bins for $1.50, and I just want to get rid of them because I'm like, you know what, these shoes have some flaws, and I just don't want them to sit all year long. So I ended up sending a really steep, cheap discount for $9 and shipping discount. So I only ended up making $9, and I only ended up making $2.09, which I didn't mind because they were probably gonna sit all year. And Klein is not a brand that I really sought out, but I thought there was very cute, very essential shoes, you know, for the office, just very casual, nice little looking shoes. And they were suede, but again, when I got home, I realized they just had some wear on them on the insole that I didn't realize initially when I picked them up. So I was just happy that they were gone instantly. So that was like a really quick flip for me. So on Poshmark, total sales of $311, and that of course doesn't take into consideration any shipping discount, platform fees. So my take-home profit was $221.07, which was a-okay. eBay definitely took the lead last month, and eBay usually takes the lead for me. I have my store, so I think eBay performs pretty well for me. That's where I began, and I love it. I just love my eBay store. All right, so the last item that sold for me was on Mercari, and I think I've made a video. If you haven't had a chance to do so, I'll make sure to link it up here, but it was this video where I talked about why I fell as a reseller on 2021. I don't want to go into details there, but that video explains it all. But one of the things that I did mention in that video is that I just decided to just bundle up all of my health and beauty items and just get rid of them, because that's just not a category that I'm interested in selling ever again. Or maybe occasionally I'll pick up, you know, things that maybe are more profitable than what I was getting from Wholesale Ninjas. So basically I just bundle up this whole, all my health and beauty, sold them for definitely for a very steep discounted price that it was just hard to beat. And basically I was just trying to get my money back. I basically will say that I broke even. I just decided to just part ways with health and beauty categories. So I ended up selling this for $135. The buyer did pay $35 or so or more in shipping. And so I ended up making a profit on Mercari for $117.28 for all my health and beauty items. And I think it was a total of 125 pieces. So they definitely got them for dirt cheap, like maybe under $1.50 or so, which is hard to find. It was just sitting way too long for me, and I'm just glad I just moved on. I turned the page and it's gone. And I basically broke even, got my money back, and that's all I care. I won't say that I made a profit. I'll say that we just broke even and parted ways. So let's just leave it at that. So again, my in total sales on Mercari was $135, and I ended up making a profit of $117.28 after platform fees and all of that stuff goes through. Very nice profit there. Okay guys, so I don't want to drag this too much longer. So if you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but if you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe to my channel and be part of my reselling journey. I do like to post videos of what's sold videos, unboxing, tips and tricks, and just lessons that I learned along the way as a reseller. So if you like content like that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and help your girl out here. I love sharing my journey with you, and I hope this year is going to be so much better, because again, last year I was very inconsistent, and this year I am really putting my batteries on. I'm really just taking charge of my business and really just being more consistent, more persistent, more dedicated. And so I'm already starting to see the results from my work, because January of 2022 was definitely my highest profitable month ever. I feel like I always say that, but really this year, this 2022, it was definitely the most profitable month. So I'm hoping February can step up for me, and so I just have to do my part. So, all right guys, well, I have done too much talking, so thank you so much for watching guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.